Iran is open for business, inking billions in deals in France and Italy following sanctions relief for infrastructure, oil and gas pipelines, and commercial aircraft. The problem, finding a way to get that money from the companies to Iran.
It's the new gold rush. But all businesses will have to be financed somehow, and that's going to have to involve banks.
The deal reached over Iran's nuclear program lifted sanctions on banks outside the United States, but harsh rules still apply to U.S. financial institutions. So any foreign bank that does business in Iran must ensure no part of that transaction touches or gets routed through the account of a U.S. company or citizen for years. There are clear reasons the White House is still cautious of this activity.
Some of it will end up in the hands of the IRGC or of other entities, some of which are labeled terrorist. To some degree, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every component of that can be prevented.
The banks are also concerned for their reputations.
For banks and financial institutions, which have been targeted by very significant penalty actions in recent years, there's going to be, I think, a very cautious incremental approach.
Those penalties have topped $15 billion in the last decade, mostly from the Department of Justice, enforcing U.S. rules on foreign banks operating here. Former Attorney General Eric Holder warned them of that fact in 2014 while announcing criminal money laundering charges against French bank BNP Paribas.
Banks thinking about conducting business in violation of United States sanctions should think twice before they do so, because the Justice Department will not look the other way.
A recent Treasury memo outlined exactly what non-U.S. persons and companies can do now. They can invest in Iran's natural resources and do business with Iranian nationals not blacklisted by the U.S. government. It also said Iran can issue sovereign debt and credit cards for its citizens. MasterCard CEO Ajay Banga told investors, though, that may take 5 to 10 years.
There has to be a whole change in the sanctions regime that allows companies like us and our competitors and banks to operate freely in Iran. That has yet to be seen.
Some exceptions have been made for trading carpets, pistachios, medical products, and humanitarian aid. The rest of the U.S. economic sanctions are not expected to be relieved until 2023. In the meantime, Iran may be open for business, but many businesses have yet to figure out whether they can be open to Iran. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Kayla Tausche in New York.